Jiram Ghati in Darba near Jagdalpur is like any other hilly road that you would have covered. There was a hairpin bend, and when the Congress convoy of about 20-25 vehicles was crossing, they heard some kind of gunshots. Now, the first reaction of all the drivers was to press on the accelerator so that they got away from that spot. What they did not realize was that the Maoist ambush was ahead of the spot from where they had first heard the firing. On that road, after crossing the hairpin bend, there was a truck which had been placed vertically on the road to prevent any car from moving ahead. The drivers of the cars had failed to spot this, obviously because they were at a complete blind turn. Now, once they pressed on the accelerator, what happened according to eyewitnesses was complete traffic chaos, complete traffic jam. This was a metal road, but it was a single lane road nonetheless. It had a ditch on one side and a hilly terrain on the other. So when all these cars together tried to flee, what they ended up doing was to create traffic jam, so to say. When we reached that area, we saw Innovas crashing their bumpers, or they had already crashed their bumpers into the Bolero ahead. There was a Pajero car, completely blood stained, which was also lying, dashing into another car. So once that kind of a chaos had been created, there was no way that the occupants of the car could have escaped. Behind them, the Naxals then fell a tree to close that valley area from both ends, and then the firing began. Now, usually a security officer with his protectee would take cover and fire and ensure that till help came, he fought with the Maoists. In this case, the PSOs did try to fight back, but looks like they are not well trained to take on such kind of a Maoist ambush. Most of them had revolvers. They fired up to 80, 90 rounds, like in the case of VC Shukla's PSO, and the last bullet, his hand was completely mutilated by the constant fire that was coming. And because the Naxals were on a hilltop, they had the edge, so the fire was raining down on them from an its potential to kill was much more. VC Shukla had already taken. So what happened was these PSOs were obviously not trained well enough. So even though they tried to fight back, after 2 hours long retaliation from both sides, the fight ended. Then we are told, eyewitnesses say, the alleged members of CPI Maoists, most of who were women, there were women cadres speaking in Telugu and some other language which was not known to the occupants of these vehicles. They were very angry, and in fact one eyewitness said there were 2 children also who were not part of the armed squad, but they were standing at the edge of the ambush with walkie-talkies. So these women dressed in their fatigue came out and said, announced that you should take out every occupant of the car and kill them. That's when Shukla's driver, VC Shukla's driver, realized that they were speaking in Telugu. By then Shukla had taken 3 bullets, but this driver walked out and he said, we are businessmen, we have nothing to do with all this, let us go. Because he spoke in Telugu perhaps, Shukla was then not really attacked. But what the Maoists were looking for was Mahendra Karma. They asked around who was Mahendra Karma. When they could not find who Karma was, they started killing indiscriminately, and that's when Karma came out of his vehicle and surrendered. And much to the horror of the other occupants, Karma was taken to this hilly terrain which was next to this road, and he was not only shot, but there were also stab wounds. He was, post-mortem report said, stabbed more than 70 times. They danced on his body, and then Nand Kumar Patel and Dinesh Patel met similar fate. In this interim, Kawasi Lakma, who was a tribal MLA from the Dantewada area, he was asked to flee on a motorbike, the motorbike of which was driven by Nand Kumar Patel's driver. When all of this were happening, the other members of the convoy who were left behind tried contacting the police, but they, in fact, we are told, locked up the Thana gates and said, we can't do much. So if any reinforcement had come, possibly this ambush would not have resulted in so many deaths. But as of now, what we hear from eyewitnesses is that they were completely overpowered, and with no support from the policemen, there was no chance that they would have survived. The question that begs answer is that how is it that if this was a CPI Maoist group from Chhattisgarh, they did not know who Mahendra Karma was, and that is leading to the presumption that this was a group which had come from Odisha. This was a Chhattisgarh-Odisha border area, so this was a group which had come from Odisha with specific instructions to kill Karma and the others, and therefore they were on the lookout of who Karma was.